it too firmly.
49th over was unbelievable. It really was. This is Neesham under pressure. This is Plunkett. Remember, Stokes is the key here. New Zealand wanting him off strike. Plunkett down the ground, can't get enough of it. Bolt takes a great catch. Under pressure, I say, a great catch. Stokes goes big to Bolt. Realises too late that he's about to stand on the boundary rope. That's 6. Then they push again. This is Archer. Cleaned out by Neesham. Great slower ball. Who are the English batsmen about to appear in the middle at Lord's? Let's have a look at them. Who are they?
Well, it's not Joe Root, that is for certain. Who are they sending out that door?
It's Stokes. It's Butler. I think that's the right choice.
The right choice, spot on. As long as Stokes physically, and I can tell you what, good luck going up to Ben Stokes and saying you're not going back out there. Good luck with that.
Has he forgotten?
I think he just wants some spray for his hands. They use this spray that when their hands get sweaty and sticky, the gloves don't get too sweaty and sticky.
I tell you right now, it is 8 minutes past 6 on a Monday morning in New Zealand. I'm not sure there's been a more dramatic time in sport in our country, because this is the underdog factor here. This is so important for so many reasons, and it's going to be Bolt again.
What about with the bat? While we've got some time, Smithy, what about with the bat for New Zealand? Who are you going when they go out?
Oh, look, I really don't. I think it depends on how many they got to get. I could throw Colin in again, Colin de Grandhomme, because he's a big hitter, hits a big ball.
Guptill.
I think, well, big call.
And the Iceman Williamson.
Yeah, the Iceman. Don't send someone out to do a job you're not prepared to do yourself.
And the other thing is that the fielding restrictions will be the same as it was for the final power play of the innings. 5 outside.
Thanks, Bish.
Next man for England, Morgan. Probably go Morgan.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he's prepared to back himself. He'll say to himself, I'm the leader here, I'm not going to back away. Although he's got some serious thinking about it in terms of his field placing, etc. Now then, the reviews go back to the teams. The reviews go back. 1 review per team still back. That could be vital. Here we go. First ball, super over. World Cup final. Believe it. England are none for none. 4 inside the circle on the offside. Trent Bolt to Stokes. Outside edge, running up the hill. They can push for 3 because Butler's very quick. Stokes is out on his feet, but he'll make it. 3 off the first.
Already thinking ahead to who bowls England over, but that's for another 5 deliveries from now.
Well, England will be thinking that, and this is why.
We welcome you to Monday Night Raw. Get ready, WWE Universe. You gotta be kidding me! We are just getting started here. This is what Monday Night Raw is all about. Welcome everyone to SmackDown Live.
This is the land of opportunity.
SmackDown Live is the place to be. Nobody does it better than we do it right here on SmackDown Live.
They go with youth, the young lad Archer. 5 overs, 1 for 22 he bowled at the death. That's the debate, whether you throw it to the young lad on such a big occasion, or you back your senior bowler.
Are we looking at the ramp shot here? Are we looking at a scoop shot? Is Butler prepared to take it on? You wouldn't bet against it. He'll do anything. Just a single, just a single. Good delivery from Bolton. Butler's down the other end. They look cool, but they're not. I'm not sure anyone at the moment has got a steady heart.
I think New Zealand are hurting more. I think those 2 sixes, I think just before those 2 sixes, they were thinking about they'd won the World Cup.
Here's Bolt. Gap, is it? Yes, it is. He's done it again, Stokes. They've got 8 off 3.
This is an incredible innings. It really is. The same shot he played when he hit Bolt for 6. His placement has been brilliant in this innings. That's not far off being a good Yorker. He's got the sweep out again.
And Archer is warming up down below the players' balcony as well, bowling.
Just the one. It's 9 off 4. 9 off 4. And down under the balcony, the very rare sight in front of the members of the rookie warming up. We now know who's going to have to handle it.
It's a club game, isn't it? Just having a little bowl before they go out, and he's doing it at the home of cricket.
Club game with about 6 million on the line.
This is
by the by.
Isn't this where a batter should have a hitting net outside? So if he has to come in for one ball, he's got a sweat on, isn't it? When do we get that?
Haven't you had enough?
Oh, give me more. Come on, bring it on, Smithy. Come on. Tons more.
Right, another field change. It's taking an eternity to get this thing done. Ferguson comes up inside the circle. Neesham goes back. It's Butler on strike. It's a perfect Yorker. They've got to push for 2. He lost it in the sun. Nichols lost it in the sun. They'll get 2. Couldn't pick it up. Still not a bad result from New Zealand. If they get away without a boundary here, it's on.
Just didn't see it at all. He's looking straight.
कभी कभी बॉल सर पर नहीं, सीधे दिल पे लगती है.
Bolt, last ball, Butler. He gets it in a gap, he gets a boundary. 15 off the super over. 15 off Bolt. And New Zealand's target in 6 deliveries is 16 to be the world champion.
And it was the 2 men that hurt him in normal time. The 2 men they built their partnership around, Stokes and Butler. And it's going to be those 2 men that have produced 15 runs in the super over.
Well, I'm looking at New Zealand players running off. Jimmy Neesham is running off. Upstairs, maybe Jimmy Neesham will be one of the batsmen. Sportsmanship from New Zealand, because they realise whatever happens, Stokes has been simply amazing. Pressure on Bolt. Pressure on Bolt. Can we take any more?
Good God. 14 one-day internationals in Jofra Archer's career, and on the biggest stage of all in ODI cricket, he is tasked with bowling the super over. This, all that he's done before in this.
कभी कभी बॉल सर पर नहीं, सीधे दिल पे लगती है. कभी कभी बॉल स्टेडियम के नहीं, ईगो के आर पार जाती है. यहां बॉलर का वार जितना फास्ट होगा, बैट्समैन के इरादे उतने ही फ्यूरियस. एक फ्यूरियस एंड फास्ट क्रिकेट सीरीज, इंडिया टूर ऑफ वेस्ट इंडीज, starts 3rd August on Sony Live.
Mike Gadding so experienced administrator. Here is the super over.
I think it'll be completely different. As we look at this super over, Trent Boult just went primarily to his Yorkers. The ball he likes to bowl, which is very sensible under pressure. I think with Archer, he will bowl more into the pitch. He'll bowl bouncers and slower ball bouncers. Brilliant from Stokes. Outstanding fitness. And Butler was so cool as well.
Archer bowled some really good Yorkers today, as Trent Boult we've seen deliver mostly. He's got a really good leg cutting short delivery just to change things up. Pace on the ball from a bouncer. Top edge could travel far.
Well, New Zealand, of course, they'll know what Archer's going to bowl. And that's why they've predominantly, I think, picked guys who can recognise a slower ball and can play flat bat shots. I think New Zealand have planned that. So we'll just see. I'm sure I saw Jimmy Neesham running off. He wouldn't normally be one of your first choices in this situation, but because of the style of bowling, I think he might be.
How much would that be? A left hand, right hand at the crease.
Factor this into the equation. Factor this in. If this ends in a tie, England win the World Cup. New Zealand have to get 16 runs. Otherwise, England are the world champions. Also, you put yourself now in Morgan's shoes all of a sudden. We've been talking about Williamson for the last 4 hours, it seems. Morgan has field placings. Where do you put your best fielders?
Morgan just been informed of all the regulations. He'd have been told about the fielding regulations. He'd have been told about the exact point that Ian Smith has made, about what happens if the scores are level. Everything is absolutely clear. He's got his bowler stood right there next to him to make sure there's no miscommunication. And then it will be up to him and his bowler to work it out. Straight to his bowler. What are we going to do? Are you going to do what you did in normal play and bowl it into the surface, or are you going to go full?
Not sure if they're wags or girlfriends or fans or whatever, but we all feel the same way here at Lord's at the moment. 16 to win from 6 deliveries. What New Zealand have to do here is get a boundary in the first 2 deliveries. A boundary in the first 2, and that puts it so much back on that young mind.
I just want to see how he constructs the over, because I think one of the options at the forefront of my mind is to go Yorker initially and then look to pull the length back, go to your safety ball, your safety valve.
You've also got to factor in, he's just a kid. What about wides? What about bounces that go too high? He has to be so accurate.
But he hasn't bowled like a kid in the tournament. That's why they've backed him. They backed him before the tournament, and they'll back him now. They could have gone Wokes with all his experience. They just fancy on this surface, Archer is their man.
Nice touch a moment ago where one of Archer's colleagues, Ben Stokes, shook his hand. Good luck to you, brother. You've only just arrived on the scene, but we're all in this together with you.
Vince is on the field, and that is for Mark Wood. Even the members are on their feet. They appreciate the tenseness of the situation. And New Zealand will take their time here. We've been here 7.5 weeks. Another few minutes won't matter. Alan Lamb poised at the back. He was a man for the occasion.
If I remember rightly, he hit 16 in an over to win a game against Australia. Bruce Reid, a long time ago, when it was unheard of to get 16 in an over. Nowadays it's done. So for Archer, we'll hope it's not done today.
Now then, who are the Black Caps coming down? It's Martin Guptill and Jimmy Neesham. right hand, left hand combination. Martin Guptill, who has really battled to be the real Martin Guptill, now has an opportunity to get the headlines, as does Jimmy Neesham. The polite applause from the members here at Lord's, that's always a given. Let's do it. A little bit of bonding, let's do it. Got Brendan McCullum at the back of the commentary box. He wants to put the pads on. He's keen. He'd have been out there.
The most runs Jofra Archer has gone for in a single over in this entire World Cup is
16.
15.
Oh. So far. Here we go, folks. Here we go. This is just the most amazing scene here. It's the biggest prize in cricket on the line. And if you paid £2,000 a ticket, I think you underpaid. Stokes goes out to the boundary where he is saluted for a very, very good reason. It is Neesham on strike. Is this the end? Is this the end for Archer to bowl from?
It's not the end he bowled all day, so they've taken him up the other end. I have no idea why, maybe because of the short boundary, but there's a left-hand, right-hand combination, so at some stage he was going to be bowling to the short boundary.
What does he do, Bish? Does he take the pace off the ball? Does he make it hard to hit? Make it, you've got to hit all your own momentum. How does he do this?
What does he trust? Again, I could be wrong, but I'd go Yorker first to start with, to make sure that I try to start my over in the best possible way.
He can't afford a wide. He can't afford an extra delivery. He's going to go round the wicket. 4 men inside the circle on the offside. Here we go. Archer. A wide. It is a wide. It's a freebie for New Zealand. It's pressure on a young man.
Yeah, Morgan's got to play his role here. Jofra Archer, that was a wide. Morgan's just got to keep in control. Quiet word every now and then from the skipper.
Well, he's going to go to field at mid-off. I think that's a good move. He's just swapped with Joe Root. He was in the covers. He's got to go to mid-off because he's got to help him out through this. That's surely a wide. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Depends on who you ask, really.
I'm not asking.
That's
it's a
on
wide.
the tram line.
Read the book. Here we go. Ball number 1 again. Perfect Yorker. They've got to get 2. Guptill will get back. He's quick enough. 3 off 1, New Zealand. 3 off 1.
Well, the move to put Jimmy Neesham in.
कभी-कभी बॉल सर पर नहीं, सीधे दिल पे लगती है. कभी-कभी बॉल स्टेडियम के नहीं, ईगो के आर पार जाती है. यहाँ बॉलर
Probably your best bet. Probably your best bet. Here's Archer again. Ah, he's got it! It's huge! It's gone! It's out of the park! Boom! 7 from 4 now.
Now it's looking like a masterstroke. Deep in his crease, brilliant batting, way back in his crease. Gave him the leverage to go leg side. That didn't creep over like Stokes. That has gone a long way.
You feel for Archer, you feel for him. He might still get England out of this, but it's so on a young man. It's a big call over experience.
I think that's why he tried to go full and wide to Neesham. Neesham dominates that leg side.
They haven't changed a thing. They haven't changed a thing in terms of the field. Here's Archer again. Neesham gets him again. Will they go for 2? Guptill says yes, and misfield. More pressure. More pressure. 5 from 3 all of a sudden. It's getting to everybody. Jason Roy, I think it is, in the deep with the misfield.
And they need all 5. Just to reiterate, scores are level on this one. England win. They need every one of these 5. They are 1 hit away from winning the World Cup.
They are 1 hit away from winning the World Cup. Can you believe this? No. 5 from 3, Jimmy Neesham. That steely look. Archer has to come up with something special. Can't bowl an extra. He cannot bowl an extra. Neesham on strike. He's hit another gap. Gupta will come back. Don't worry about that. They've gone to the wrong end. Gupta was always going to make it. Now we're down to 3 from 2.
Butler screaming, my end. He's screaming, get it to my end. You're not going to round Gupta.
We welcome you to Monday Night Raw. Get ready, WWE Universe. You gotta be kidding me! We are just getting started here. This is what Monday Night Raw is all about. Welcome everyone to SmackDown Live.
This is the land of opportunity.
SmackDown Live is the place to be.
Nobody does it better than we do it right here on SmackDown Live.
He's saying if you don't surpass the 15, then you will not win the World Cup. England will win the World Cup. You have to get 3 runs. 2 is not good enough. 2 balls to go. Archer to Neesham. It's going to be on Martin Guptill. It's going to be on Martin Guptill. 2 from 1. 2 from 1.
And he went back to bowling it into the surface. He bowled it short.
I wonder if Jofra Archer's going to try for the run out there.
He said to Martin Guptill he'll be batting at 7:45 at Lords and you need 2 to win. He'll probably think he's 220 not out, not facing his first delivery in a super over.
Now Bish, get back in here. Don't you walk away, son. What does he bowl? Right-hander on strike.
Going Yorker.
Going Yorker?
Yeah. Nasa?
Butler's been down. He's had a word.
Slower ball into the pitch. I'm looking at the field as it's going to come to who can stop the 2. 1 England win, anything more New Zealand win.
I can tell you right here and now, in about 30 seconds time, there's going to be agony and ecstasy of the highest order in sport.
I just hope, Smithy, it's done by a bit of brilliance, not a mistake out there in the field.
Let's look at the field, guys. Look at the field. Long on, long off, and not right back on the boundary. A lot of those boundary riders are looking to stop the 2. They're hedging their bets, which they have to.
Well, Martin Guptill, eh? Has it turned? In 1 ball, could it turn? He's going to bowl short.
Yeah,
he's going to bowl short.
The field says short.
And Guptill's going to wait for it. Now, is he going to take the pace off it? Here it is, folks. This is the moment. It's Archer to Guptill. 2 to win. Guptill's going to push for 2. They've got to go. It's gone through. He's got to go to the keeper's end. He's got it. England have won the World Cup by the barest of margins. By the barest of all margins. Absolute ecstasy for England. Agony. Agony for New Zealand. Wow. It's all yours, Nasser. It's your cup.
Unbelievable. You've got to feel for New Zealand. Look at them. You just cannot believe it, but England have deserved it. It came down to 1 bit of fielding after 7 weeks. Could he get back for 2? Could the throw come in? It did. Could Butler get it back to the stumps on time?
I think you have made my decision.
That is brilliant. What a way to end the game. Truly remarkable scenes. New Zealand might have lost the game, but cricket has definitely been the winner here this evening.
It was Jason Roy, the fielder. Archer has come up trumps just by the barest of margins. And out in the middle, the players are comforting each other. And New Zealand, Guptill and Neesham have done their very best. It is just the most amazing scene here at Lords. Has it been matched ever in terms of drama? I can't think so. I can't. In hundreds of years of history.
Nope. You're right there. Yorker from Archer as well. I think, and history will prove it, that he's bowled the right choice there. Yorker at the end with the field that was set. What character from that young man, but a great final, the greatest of them.
Oh, it's Owen Morgan. It's Owen Morgan who's going to lift the trophy. England win the Cricket World Cup in the most dramatic fashion you can ever imagine. The Irishman comes good for England. A moment he had to, and I take my hat off to him, because he obviously spoke to Archer. They worked on it as a team. He went to mid-off. He said, I'll talk you through this. I back you. He bowled a wide first ball. He was under early pressure. So in effect, New Zealand scored 15 from 7.
The game went in so many directions. There were so many sides winning it, losing it. In the end, the boys in blue won it.
Well, we won't be leaving you here, I'll tell you, because the scenes are so dramatic. The teams will now exchange a shake of hands as the New Zealand side line up, and Ben Stokes, Jofra Archer, fast-tracked through the system. England support group down off the balcony. Ross Taylor, the first in line from New Zealand's point of view. What a hollow feeling from a New Zealand point of view to get so close. You do not have a closer margin than that, ever, in anything. Ben Stokes. The irony of that. The irony of that.
He is so emotional. Look at him. That's how much it means to him. Look how emotional he is. He has done it all and more.
Tough men are brought to tears. And he is a tough man, brought to tears.
They'll be celebrating Jofra Archer from Buckinghamshire to Bridgetown. What character that young man has shown his first 2 or 3 months in international cricket. And he's been given that job at age 24, and he's bowled like a 29-year-old, not a 24-year-old.
They got every call right. Who to send out in the super over? Stokes and Butler. Who to bowl the super over? Jofra Archer. Nailed his Yorker. Jason Roy, get it in, keeper's end, get it in on the bounce, so it'll skid on. It does skid on. Butler makes no mistake.
Unbelievable. They knew the margin was too big. Gupta was quick. The throw had to be right on the money. Remember the Roy misfield earlier in the over. He had a second chance to make amends. This doesn't happen on cricket fields.
Think of the departing CEO Dave Richardson as well. A little bit earlier we talked about a close finish would send him off on a high just as much as Butler and the rest of this team. Best World Cup finish ever.
First World Cup for England ever. It was worth the wait. It really was. It was a long time coming, but it was worth the wait.
Oh, look at that. There's always two sides to any story with drama. Look at that. Look at the emotion there. And now the New Zealand players have made their way down onto the field of play at Lord's. The members absolutely right in the thick of it. They've watched players come and go for about 8 hours now. And at the end of it, England get there. The match summary. New Zealand 241 for 8. England 241 all out. It goes to a super over. England score 15. New Zealand needs 16. They score 15. They win the World Cup. They win the World Cup.
Ben Stokes, brilliant. Henry Nicholls anchored the innings earlier on. Kane Williamson, his captaincy, Ian Smith, was brilliant.
Acknowledging friends and family in the crowd. Joe Root ecstatic. There's wonderful shots of through the long room, up the stairs, into the dressing room. They'll shortly come back down to receive the World Cup. Johnny Bairstow, terrific innings again. Members patting them on the back. As such drama. You just are so privileged, folks, to get inside the inner sanctum of Lord's to see this.
England's women celebrated their World Cup victory here 2 years ago against India. The men get a chance to do it at this very ground today, and hats off to New Zealand and their supporters. They've played their role in this spectacular theatre here at Lord's.
Here's the Archer over, okay? First baller wide. Serious pressure there, Bish, at that point.
Yeah, he tried to go full and wide, take it away from Nisham. He nailed it second time round. They got two, but then he got two straight with the attempted Yorker, and that's where Jimmy Nisham likes to hit it. Pressure on. 7 from 4. Another couple of runs. The throw should have gone to the keeper's end. Should have been keeper's end. Misfield. Again. Another 2. Should have been keeper's end again. Butler's berating the fielder. Should have been to keeper. And then single, which left them needing 2 of the last ball. Yorker nailed. Only 1 taken. Bounce throw brilliant. And a historic end to this contest. England's first World Cup win. Look at Jofra Archer. He was on his own there because everyone went in the direction of Jos Buttler trying to catch him. Archer was left momentarily to celebrate on his own.
I feel so much for Martin Guptill, I do. Feel for all of the guys dressed in black, and all of you fans at home who have sat throughout this tournament, sat throughout this evening and morning of drama, to miss at the very last hurdle, at the last stride. Unbelievably painful situation to have to absorb. Colin de Gronholm in the foreground. They've got Guptill there. Consolation from Ish Sodhi. Nothing they can do about it now. It's gone. England have gone inside. They will regroup and come back out to receive their World Cup. A penny for those thoughts. They can't be happy. They come now. The crowd have stayed in their numbers to see this historic moment. It is just a situation where, you know, it's so high, so low. Even as a commentator, Bish, you get so high, you get so low, you run out of things to say almost.
I think you've written it well, Ian Smith. But is the most critical moment of this match that ricochet for 6 runs that just has to be destiny, nothing illegal about it. They can't believe their bad luck.
Well, they've got steely faces, some of the New Zealanders, but I think there'll be more tears later. There'll be more emotion to break through some of these faces. There won't be too many tears in the England camp. There'll be just joy, absolute joy. Just phenomenal scenes. A wry smile from Colin de Gronholm, whose bowling performance was so good in the first part of the game. Well, we're going to take this opportunity to get downstairs and have a word to 1 or 2 players with various emotions. Here's Simon Dool.
Yeah, thanks very much, Johnny Bairstow, Jos Buttler alongside me, boys. How are you feeling, Johnny?
Elated, I think, but obviously, first of all, massive commiseration to the New Zealand boys. I mean, that was one hell of a game, and look, edges one way, edges another, and look, they've had a hell of a tournament all the way through, and the way that the guys came out in that Super Over was huge, and Stokes' performance.
The intensity, the emotions, Jos, how was it?
Unbelievable, isn't it? I thought seeing everything in cricket, and that game was just ridiculous, wasn't it? So obviously we're an amazing occasion here. It's very hard to put it into words at the minute, but what an unbelievable day.
241 on the board. What were the words at half-time?
Oh, look, I think we bowled pretty well, to be honest with you. And then they put us under a heck of a lot of pressure early on with the ball, and took wickets and put it in the right areas and enabled the ball to do something. So it was pretty tough. But the way that Stokesy and Josh then built on the partnership, that's won us the game, hasn't it, at the end of the day?
Yours and Ben's partnership, what were you talking about out there when you got together with him?
We wanted to take it deep. We knew that we didn't really feel like the run rate would be an issue if we were both there at the end, and just trying to get a partnership together. That was, as we said in the break, a couple of good partnerships will chase this down. So just trying to extend it, trying to put pressure back on New Zealand, and I don't know what happened there at the end. That was unbelievable.
It's incredible. I mean, the running between the wickets, the fielding, you guys have been brilliant throughout the tournament. What does it mean to yourself and to play in front of the home crowd and here at Lord's?
Yeah, I mean, what a spectacle, what an atmosphere. I mean, to play at Lord's is one thing, but to play a World Cup final at Lord's is a completely different matter. And to have our friends, families here, and the rest of the amazing fans that have been throughout the tournament for all the teams that have been there is huge. And yeah, it's difficult to put into words, mate.
All right, well, we celebrate well. I'm just going to pop over here. I'm going to catch up with Joe Root and Liam Plunkett. Joe, massive start to the summer. World Cup was just the first part of it. How does it feel for you?
Unbelievable. Wow. It's hard to sum it up. I mean, what a day. What a tournament. I think everyone's gone into it and done everything that's been asked of them. We've come through some difficult periods in the group stage, held it together, performed under pressure, and then to see the way the guys went about that at the end when pressure was on. It's almost written in the stars for Ben. You know, he's been through such a tough time. So proud of him. So happy for him, for his family, everything that they've been through. I just couldn't be more proud and pleased for him in particular.
Liam, they can't lose when you're on the team.
Yeah, I'll take that, mate. I will take that. What a day, mate. I don't think it's sunk in yet. It's a great game of cricket towards the end there. What a finish that was. Say hats off to the Kiwi boys. But yeah, it's not sunk in yet, mate, but obviously I'm over the moon.
How nervous were you when you walked out to bat after bowling so well?
Yeah, you are. Obviously I want to get down the other end and give Stokesy it, but try to swing the willow, connect a few. Obviously you got caught, but we still have batters in there. Obviously Rash coming in as well a bit later on. But as Root has said, it just felt like this was going to happen for us.
Outstanding, mate. I'll just thank you very much. Well played. Pop over here and find Jofra Archer. Ben Stokes. Ben, congratulations. Outstanding performance, Jofra. Well done. What do you got to say, mate? How are you feeling?
Yeah, don't know, I'm pretty lost for words. I mean, all the hard work over that 4 years to get here and be champions of the world. It's an amazing feeling. Yeah, I'm pretty done, to be honest.
Jofra, that super over, when you found out you were bowling it, how were your nerves on this massive stage?
I'm pretty sure I was going to bowl it, but I just had to double check with Marks. Heart still racing, sorry, but
it's only a couple of months ago, people were talking about whether you'd be in the side, whether you wouldn't be in the side. What does this mean to you? How does it feel to pull on the England shirt and to win a World Cup?
It's probably the biggest thing. Well, it's probably one of the only tournaments I've ever won in my life. And from the beginning of the tournament, the guys started so well, and I'd be quite disappointed if we didn't win. A great bunch of fellas, especially this man here trying to calm me down before we bowl. So it's been a really good family to me so far.
Been a great bit of sportsmanship out there from yourself as well. There's no meaning from your point of view with the throw, the one that went to the boundary. You're so quick to apologise. I think that's the respect between both these sides, is it?
I think so. I think playing against New Zealand is always, a great event to be a part of. They're a seriously good team, and they're really, really good lads. You get to know them. You spend time with them with the amount of times you played with them. And I said to Kane, I'll be apologising that for the rest of my life. Sort of written in the stars when that kind of stuff happens, but